so fine, girl, what is your sign? She say I'm a Sagittarius, I'm a Capricorn, the beginning and end. I got a friend for your friend, hey, I'm making all of this money to spend. Deal stores buying.
Wait, I don't bite.
Hey y'all, by the title of this video and the thumbnail you already know why you are here, so make sure you stay tuned to see how I laid down this frontal to make it look like scalp and like Arrogant Tae did it. So for starters, I'm going to go in with some gel. I used the Edge Booster gel, not for any specific reason, it's just what I had. And a funny story about my braids, which you won't get into it, but I would say to start with some fresh braids, but if you don't, that is why you would use the gel to make sure you slick down your hair. The neater your braids are is the flatter your install will be. Next, we are going to secure the bowl cap method. So being that I just gelled my hair all the way back, I'm going to make sure that my stocking cap doesn't pull the hair forward, because then that just defeats the whole purpose of gelling it down. I do pull my cap over my eyes just to make sure that I'm getting a real good stretch, and I also stretch it behind my head as well. I do kind of fold up the cap because I do need to see what I am doing. So I'm going to go in with my Got To Be Free Spray, and I'm just going to start spraying the hairline, and I'm also going to be using my blow dryer around the nape area. I noticed that whenever I just spray the Got To Be spray there first and let it air dry, it doesn't really lock onto my nape area, or my temple area rather. So I decided to spray the temple, and while I'm spraying the temple, I'm going to use the blow dryer to like really melt it onto the sides of my head, because for some reason that's where my wig always comes up first. And you know your free spray is dry when you touch it, it's not tacky or sticky. Now here is another very important part of the bald cap method. This is the cutting portion. So as you can see, I started down the middle of my face. That's where I like to start. You can start the sides, whatever's comfortable for you. And then I like to go either left or right, but today I took it left. And I'm just gonna peel the cap back little by little. I'm kind of familiar with where I want my wig to lay, so I know how much I should take back. But for those of you who are just starting, I would suggest that you go little by little, try on the wig, see if that's where you want the wig to lay, and so on and so forth. Now we're coming up on the air part, and I'm going to slow it back down so you guys can really see it, because again, like I said, my temple area is always my problem area. I want to make sure that I get my temples right, because I don't want my wig cap showing underneath my wig, because that could look really bad, and that has happened to me plenty of time. So what I'm doing here is poking a hole in basically my air, and then I'm going to cut up and I'm going to cut down just so that my air could come out perfectly. Then I'm just going to snip that little extra piece off right there and just fling it to the side. And then I'm going to also tuck that extra part in the back under my braids. I'm just going to keep cutting for precision. So I'm just trying to get my bowl cap as close to my hairline as possible. Underneath my wig, I want to make sure that my hair is, one, protected from the glue that I'm going to put down, and two, that I'm ensuring that this is a bald cap, that this is looking like scalp underneath. So I'm just going to keep trimming and trimming and trimming, and you guys could just keep watching and see how I'm trying to finesse this whole situation. Alright, so I think I like this. I did take off a little bit too much because you can see my hair, but it's whatever. So right now I'm going to do this other side. I'm going to speed it up, but I'm doing the exact same thing. I forgot to make sure that I tell you guys that your scissors should be sharp. You don't want to have any dull scissors, because trust me, it'll put you through the ringer. It'll run the stocking cap like how you get runs in your stockings, and that's not good. Just make sure you're using a sharp scissor. So now I'm going to put my wig on my head to ensure that my stocking cap is where it needs to be. I like to match up the hairline of the wig with where the stocking cap is to make sure that the stocking cap is not peeking through, because like I mentioned before, it's not cute when it peeks through. It just looks like bad. As you can see, I'm going back in with my scissors because this side of my stocking cap was a little bit too much on my face. It wasn't matching up with the hairline of the wig. So I'm just going to keep cutting it and customizing it so that I like it. Straight after that, what you'd want to do is use a foundation that is closest to your skin tone to make sure that you are looking bald. The whole idea of this is literally after you put the foundation on the wig cap, it should literally look like you have a skinhead. Mine is a little bit too light. I should have used my summer foundation. Make sure that you're taking your foundation to like the middle of your head, depending on how large your frontal is. Next order of business, you're going to put your wig back on, and as you can see, it's not as white as it was prior to me putting the foundation on. So now I'm basically just sizing up the wig to my head. I'm going to bring out my tendrils because that's what makes it easier for me to fit my wig on my head to ensure like, okay, these are where my temples will be, this is where everything will be, this is where the center of the wig will be. I'm going to take my comb, brush some of my hair back, because now we're going to get into the gluing part. So I want to make sure that there's like no hairs in the way, because once hairs get in the way, it just becomes hard. You're going to grab your glue. I like to use Ghost Bond glue and a popsicle stick because I don't like putting glue on my combs. Use the popsicle stick, throw it away right after. I do put a generous amount, and that's up to you how much you want to use. I don't use more than like 2 layers, and it's only 2 layers because I'll put 1 layer and then I'll go back over it again, as you guys can see in the video. But I'm not somebody that uses like a heavy amount of glue. At least I don't think I do. I just don't feel like it's necessary. So when you are placing the glue on your wig cap, I like to place it a little bit on my wig cap and a little bit on my forehead. Make sure that if you guys do have a wig cap that's kind of like rolling up from where you cut it, make sure that you're gluing that part down, because if it is rolled up underneath your wig, it just will not be seamless, it will not be smooth. I'm going to cut on my blow dryer on I go between like warm and cool setting, and I'll wait for it to get a nice clear color, and then I'm going to put the wig down. Make sure that you don't put your fingers in the way, because once you get fingers on your glue, once you get glue on your fingers, it's kind of hard to like work with the hair because the hair gets stuck to your fingers and it just gets really annoying. I like to use the back of my popsicle stick. Make sure it's not the side that you put the glue on, and I like to just tap it into my scalp to make sure that it's like really melting, and then I'll go in with my comb just to remove any hair that might be getting in the way. So now I'm going to basically repeat those same steps going down the left side of my head. I'm going to just add some more glue into the popsicle stick, bring it down, ensuring that whatever cap is rolled up, that I'm pulling it down and gluing that down to my head as well, because again, you want to make sure that this is seamless and not ruffled underneath the wig. And doing my temple area is really important to me because, like I mentioned before, that is this part of my wig that always comes up the fastest. So I like to ensure that I'm actually putting like a generous amount there. Once that side dries and it has a clear color, well, I guess clear doesn't really have a color, but y'all get what I'm saying. I'm gonna go little by little and just place the wig down on the glued area. Again, making sure that my fingers aren't in the way. I'm gonna grab the wooden popsicle again and just gently tap it down into my face just to make sure that the lace is melting onto the glue. Now I'm just going to take my blow dryer and just blow dry that area one more time, just to ensure that it's really on there and really melted. So this is what my left side is looking like. I'm just going to comb it out just to make sure that sis is really there, like she's not going to move. I'm going to comb out the baby hair again just to make sure that the hair is not like sticking underneath the glue. And this is what the side looks like. I'm going to proceed with my right side now, and I'll get right back to y'all. Well, that was quick. Now I'm just going to gather all my hair and place it into a bun. After I put my hair in this bun, I'm going to grab this elastic band and make sure that I am only placing it on the lace. This is what's going to just basically help bind the lace to my head so we can keep on with this scalp looking method. So now it's time for flattening the wig at the top, really ensuring that this hair looks like it's growing straight up out of my scalp. Now you're going to grab some mousse. I used Lotta Body only for the simple fact that it was the cheapest mousse I found. You can use any mousse you want. You're going to pump some of the mousse into your hand, and now you're just going to rub it into your hair. You're going to use a fine tooth comb to comb the product through, ensuring that it's hitting each and every single strand. Oh my gosh, I love this part. So we're going to use our hot comb and comb through our hair. So what the mousse does is help to lay the hair. With the heat of the hot comb, it's just a perfect match in heaven. So you're just going to keep combing it back. I comb mine back first, no matter if I'm doing a side part, middle part, whatever it is. I like to comb the hair back first just to ensure I'm getting this perm out of my scalp look. Next, I'm going to now part my hair to the side. I am going to do a middle part, but whenever I do a middle part, I like to part my hair to the side first. Then I'm going to go in with my wax stick. Don't use too much of this wax stick because it can get really heavy. And I'm going to go in with my hot comb again and comb that through because this helps my middle part look really, really flat. I don't know if you guys have that issue sometimes where you have a middle part but underneath it looks bumpy. This is what helps with it. You part in between and then you comb it, and then y'all see what's going on. So now I'm parting my hair back down the middle. I'm going to take my wax stick again, and I'm going to take my hot comb again, and I'm going to comb down, ensuring a nice flat foundation. And honestly, y'all, I love when the hot comb burns me because that means that it's working, okay? It's working. Make sure when you do this process, you don't forget to run that wax stick to the back of your head, and also use your hot comb and straighten the back as well so that the back could be flat. And I'm going to finish styling my hair, and I will be right back. So now, after straightening my hair with an actual flat iron and getting out all those kinks and stuff, I just wanted to show you guys the last bit of this customization. I do feel like I have like a lot of bald spots and over bleached knots. So what I'm going to do now is go in with my eyeshadow palette as well as a makeup brush, any makeup brush that I feel like is clean at the time. And I'm just going to go in with some colors that'll match the color of my hair and help me cover up these bald spots. I'm not going to put the actual eyeshadow on the lace. So what I like to do is actually place it on the hair really, really, really close to the lace, especially when I have a middle part. So now for the bald spots on my frontal, like in the beginning, like where my baby hair is, I'm going to, again, follow those same rules. And I'm going to just put the eyeshadow on the root of the hair just so that it makes the hair look fuller in those areas. And yeah. And this is the final look of this Arrogant Tae inspired laid stitched by Kaya Journée. That's where I get this hair from. The wig. If you guys have any questions, please make sure you comment down below. If you love the way that I installed this wig, please let me know in the comments. If you feel like I made a mistake, please let me know so I'm not out here trying to give y'all, well, thinking I'm giving y'all free game. I love you all, and I'll see you next one. Bye.